What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching the Ragin Ronin review. I got a review for you. I saw 12 Strong. It's an American military thriller from director Nikolai Fugelsig, and it's also a Jerry Bruckheimer production, which is something that got me really excited about this film because I'm actually a huge fan of Jerry Bruckheimer productions because he was such an uber action film producer back in the mid to late 90s and early 2000s. I really liked that era because when you saw that logo of a Jerry Bruckheimer production, you knew that you were going to get a really great action film. But he's been focusing so much on TV shows like CSI and Amazing Race and Pirates sequels that, you know, it's been a long time since he focused on doing an American military thriller. But finally, we got 12 Strong, and I haven't seen an American military thriller produced by Jerry Bruckheimer since Black Hawk Down, which is also a film I really enjoyed. And I just felt that I'm going to enjoy 12 Strong just as much because, well, it's a true story, and it's a military thriller that's like a modern military thriller. And what 12 Strong is a film that's based off of this book this novel by Doug Stanton called Horse Soldiers, and it's the declassified true story of the Horse Soldiers, which essentially is made up of these CIA paramilitary officers and U.S. Special Forces who actually went to Afghanistan after the events of 9/11 to fight the Taliban, but they teamed up and worked together with this warlord who who fought on foot but also were on horses. So the U.S. Special Forces guys, they actually had to ride into battle on these horses. They were asking them, you don't have tanks, you don't have jeeps, you don't have any of that stuff? No, we have horses, and the horses are just as strong as any other vehicle. And that's what makes this story so significant. It's about these horse soldiers. And this film stars Chris Hemsworth, Michael Shannon, Michael Pena, William Fichtner, and also Rob Riggle. And this is an American military thriller, so you know what to expect. You can expect to see a lot of military action, a lot of gun battles, a lot of explosions, and just a really great story. Jerry Bruckheimer productions are essentially, and I quote this from him, great characters and great stories, and this is what this is. This is a great story. It's a true story, and there's some really great characters in here, and there's a lot of really exciting moments. And this is also a Jerry Bruckheimer production, so you can expect a couple of over-the-top moments, but we are only told what the book tells us, and I don't know how much was actually embellished here, but some of the scenes seem a little bit I guess a typical Hollywood style where it's like overly heroic and over the top, but I don't really know what went down. I don't know how it went down. I'm just going with what the movie tells us, and at the end of the day, I'm here to be entertained, and I was pretty entertained. Now, with this film, you know, it's not perfect. I mean, I think Black Hawk Down is a better film than this one, and it all comes down to it really all comes down to these characters, and I feel that I felt a stronger connection with all these disconnected characters in Black Hawk Down than I did with this small group of characters in 12 Strong. I don't know what it is. Maybe there was a lack of chemistry, or maybe that we didn't get enough exposition about these characters, but I didn't feel as much of a connection with these characters. I mean, I like the characters. I want to like these characters, but you know, I guess I didn't feel I guess I didn't feel that same connection that I did with the characters in Black Hawk Down. But in any case, I still rooted for their survival, and that's a very important thing. If you're rooting for their survival, I was invested enough that I wanted them to survive. So that's still a good thing. That's a sign of some pretty well-written characters. I think I have, like, the only other issue I have, and it's not a really big issue, was that some of the sequences, while there is a lot of action and there's a lot of build up toward that action, it just feels like it's a little bit incohesive, in the sense that you know, some action scenes just like start and stop abruptly. Like they just start suddenly and they end abruptly, more like montage style, right? As opposed to like a build up towards action, and then finally when it reaches to the conclusion of that sequence, it feels like okay, it feels like it really ended and is satisfying. There were some sequences that are not like that. It's more like a montage. Maybe it was just one sequence. I can't remember, but in any case, I just felt that the action was a little bit incohesive. But it still was exciting and intense, and it really brought me into the story, especially with the fact that it was a true story that makes you feel like, okay, this is a story that I'm pretty invested in. But in any case, I was still very, very entertained. I mean, that's why we watch movies. I'm gonna give this film a 7 out of 10. It's a decent military thriller. It's based off a true story, and I think that is enough to make you should want to watch this film, because this is one of those one of many stories to be told that about real life battle that happened in a place that we will probably never visit or ever see. So this is one of those stories, and I think you should definitely give it a look, especially if you're into the genre and if you want to see a comeback from producer Jerry Bruckheimer. This is that film. All right, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. All right, there you have it. That's all I got to say in this review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, if you enjoyed this review and you want to see more, hit that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, Ragin Nation. My name's Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.